Longboarding Mom cooking video. HelloFresh, take 1.
Hello, Longboarding Mom. Today was a snow day. I stayed home from work, but I was going to do this anyway because I got a HelloFresh kit in the mail the other day, and I figured it would be perfect for an after work meal because it was already pre-planned and all the ingredients are selected for you, and it's just enough for however many servings you order. Now, when I got this, I had been playing around with Snapfish and got these cute little photos of my grandbaby, and they sent me a little card for 75% off. So I said, what the heck, I should try that. But it doesn't tell you like how much it is until you actually sign up for it. So it's kind of like, oh, you gotta do it. So I did 2 meals for 4 servings each. I got it for $20. That is including the shipping. So why not, right? I mean, that's kind of a lot of food. You can't get 2 meals for 20 bucks today. So I have caramelized onion meatloaf sandwiches. Yum. That sounds delicious. I like that. My husband likes that. My son, not so much. So I'm going to feed my neighbor. He said he would try that with us, and I'm going to give him this little card that came with it. It's a 1 free box, and I got 3 of them to send to my friends and stuff, so they get to try it as well. So after the first week, it does kind of get expensive. So you can cancel or you can skip a week. So it's like a weekly service. You get to choose the day that it's delivered, how many meals you want. You can add meals, subtract meals. And I didn't know this, but I could have started with 2 servings and added, I think, 1 serving, because I think it was 2, 4, 6, and so on when you signed up. But you can change it after you sign up, and you can add servings when you go through the meals and stuff. So the one thing I didn't like is that they did choose your meals for you. So I was thinking, if you didn't like that, what do you do? Well, I guess you skip that one, or something, or you can add another meal, or you can donate it. There was a donate button as well. So we are going to do caramelized onion meatloaf sandwiches today. It is a really simple meal. They show you how to step-by-step instructions, what to do, what kind of utensils you need, and they also have like the extra stuff that you need to have yourself, like the butter, salt, and pepper. And it doesn't tell you, but I'm thinking you could add your own ingredients too if you do know how to cook. But this is for people that don't know how to cook. So it's a great way to start and learn how to cook, I'm thinking. But you can also do this and then maybe buy the ingredients at the store after you learn how to cook, because it does tell you everything you need. So I'm going to get started on cutting the onions and potato wedges, and then making the little meatloaf. And when that's cooking, we are going to caramelize the onions and everything. It's going to be a fun adventure. Let's try the HelloFresh today. This bag came in a box about yay big, probably as wide as this, and it had this bag and the other bag in it, and the meat that came with it. You can choose vegetarian options, you can choose breakfast. There's all kinds of little options that you could choose. So we're gonna open this up and put it into the bag. And it's got your sourdough bread. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. One onion, 2 onions, creamy horseradish package. This is going to be for the sauce, and that goes with your mayonnaise package that they're going to have in here. Oh, gray Poupon, Dijon mustard. You got a chicken stock, some ketchup. There's the mayonnaise. More horseradish, ketchup, chicken stock, the panko breadcrumbs that goes in the meatloaf, garlic powder. They do have some seasonings in there. More panko, more horseradish. I wonder how spicy that's supposed to be. And more garlic powder. So these are all your seasonings and your sauces that you're going to put into your meatloaf. And the cutest thing are these little baby potatoes. Look at these. These are so cute. So this all came in that bag with some hamburger. We are going to wash these up and cut them. My first step is to adjust the racks to top and middle positions and preheat the oven to 425 degrees. I've already washed my produce. I found a yucky potato in there, so we just cut it all around and cleaned it up. It tells you to get out 2 baking sheets, 1 large pan, 1 large bowl, 2 small bowls, your salt, your pepper, your cooking oil, some sugar, and some butter. So that's all you need from your pantry. And I pulled out some foil to put on my cookie sheets and an actual cookie rack or an oven rack that you put down to cool your cookies on. And that's what I put my potatoes on. It doesn't tell you in the directions to do that, but this way it gets the air all the way around the potatoes and it crisps them up just right. So the first thing we are going to do is cut our potatoes in half, and then it says 1/2 inch thick wedges, half inch thick wedges. These are so cute. They're so little. And then we're going to cut the onions. And I got my knife, you know, my favorite little trusty knife here. Since my husband already cut this one, I'm just cut it into little wedges. Some of these are kind of big. So we'll give them, try to cut them even. I am not good at cutting them even, but my husband is. He should be doing this for me. And he hates the way I cut things, but that's not bad. This one's kind of an odd shape. Not odd, but it's thicker one direction than it is the other. So we're going to cut it down this direction right in half. I make homemade fries myself, and my husband, we will have to make them one day for you guys because he cuts them perfect, like a machine. And every single one of them, except for like the little small edges and stuff, are all the same size. And I make my own little fry seasoning, and we cook them in the oven, and you double bake them, and it makes them crispy like French fries. this calls for a little bit of oil and I think some salt and pepper. I'm going to add some of my own seasoning to my potatoes. Wow, this is a lot of potatoes. So for $20, $10 per meal, and I'll show you guys my other meal next time. I'll make that tomorrow because once you get the meal, it says to make the meat within 7 days. You can freeze it, I'm sure, because it's probably frozen. There's a bad spot on that potato, so I'm going to just, don't cut myself. Okay. Cut that off, and that's going to be a weird shape, but that's okay. But wow, the cost of groceries have gone up so much. Oh, see, I cut that one way too small. I'll probably have to eat that one. Do you eat raw potatoes? I do not like raw potatoes. Okay, so that is a lot that's 4 people. That's a lot of potatoes for 4 people. So I'm going to get this into a bowl so I can cut my onions. I'm going to cut these onions into thin slices. There's a lot of onion. There's so little too. So it says cut in half, but I needed if you cut off an edge, then you've got somewhere to put your onion and it doesn't slide around. So it says to cut and peel. And then we're going to thinly slice this. And we're going to take 2 tablespoons and cut it, dice it, so we can put that into our meatloaf. Get the onion out there, so thinly slice it. That's what I like about this. I can thinly slice. And I know it's not the right knife, but I can do a lot of stuff with this knife. At the end there, you want to be careful not to cut yourself. I'm going to cut that little thing off there, and we're going to thinly slice this side. Like so. Now we're going to do the other one. And onions can make you cry. If you cut this edge here, this is the root side, that makes you cry faster. So we're going to cut the side. I know I cut the other one first, but it's not that strong of an onion, so it's not making me cry. I walk into the kitchen sometimes at work and they're slicing onions, and if I walk the wrong side of the kitchen, I'm crying by the time I walk out. Sometimes if you cut the end off, it peels better. We're going to thinly slice this one. Watch your little fingers. We're going to thinly slice this one. We're going to save a couple slices and dice them. So that is going to be for our caramelized onions to go on top of our sandwiches. This I'm going to dice thinly for our meatloaf. I do three slices, and then I thinly slice it, turn it over, thinly slice it, and that's about 2 tablespoons. Right there. So we are going to drizzle some oil onto our potatoes. I'm going to use olive oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you have on hand, vegetable oil. And then I'm going to sprinkle, it says salt and pepper, but I have some very good seasonings that I put together that I'm going to sprinkle all over. It's going to taste like little JoJo's. I've got my olive oil. I'm going to open it up, drizzle, and then I'm going to mix it around. And this is my seasoning mixture. That's my oven preheated to 425 degrees. So this is a mixture of Mrs. Dash, some Cajun seasoning, some steak Cajun seasoning that I get from Winco. It's already a mixture, so I'm not sure exactly what's in it, but I know there's peppers and stuff in it. It's like a rub that you get. And then garlic powder, onion powder, and some Lowry seasoning salt. So we are going to sprinkle that onto our potatoes once they're all covered in the oil and put them out on the cookie sheet. And that's going to go on the top rack while this is it's got to bake just a little bit longer than the meatloaf. So we're going to put that in there and make the meatloaf. In the meantime, so let's just sprinkle this around and give it a good mix. Sprinkle it around. You could just do the salt and pepper if you don't have all this extra seasonings. That's why they suggest you should start simple and add the ingredients you like. Oh, I added a little bit of thyme. I forgot. I had some dry thyme in here. I just saw some in there, so that reminded me. But these are going to taste like JoJo's. Yum. Those things you get that aren't really good for you and they're deep fried. Well, these are going to be baked in the oven, but they're going to be crispy and golden brown. There we go. So I'm going to put that on the pan. We'll be right back. That is what my potato wedges look like. There's a lot on that pan. Uh-oh, one's on top of the other one. Can't have that. There's not a lot of room though, is there? Okay, so I'm going to put these in the oven and they're going to bake it just a little bit longer than the meatloaves and probably even longer because they are thicker than my French fries that I normally make. Got my big bowl here for my meatloaf. It says I need my panko breading. I've got those right there. My minced onion is right there. I need the garlic powder packets right there. And some salt and pepper, so we'll add that to it as well. I'm going to add my onions and get these out of the way so I don't get meat on my other onions. The potatoes are in the oven at 425 and it says to cook them for 20 to 25 minutes. I bet they're going to need a little bit longer than that. So I've got those in there. I'm going to add my panko. I wonder how much garlic powder they actually put in those. I bet it's about a teaspoon each. And we are going to do 1 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. My meat came in little packages like this. This one actually was leaking a little bit, so I had to get it out of the box right away and put it into the refrigerator. So we're going to open this up, put it in the bowl, mix it up, and make little meatloaves, 4 of them. That goes on the cookie sheet, and that's going to go in the oven on the middle rack for 20 to 25 minutes as well. I'm going to take my rings off so I can mix this up and not get yuckies in it. I also need 1 package of ketchup and the stock that goes with that. It said half the ketchup, and it came with 2 packages, so we'll do half in this one. And you can roll it like toothpaste to get it all out. They actually have little arrows where you can cut these. And this is not stock. I thought it was stock. It's like a paste. So that's probably what gives it a little bit more flavor. It's got salt, sugar, and other stuff added to it. So see, when you're cooking at home and you're adding your own stock, you know what's in it. This has stuff I can't pronounce. But when you're learning, this isn't a bad recipe. Okay, I'm going to open this up and get that in there. Mix it all around. The fun part. It doesn't look that bad. Okay, let's mix this up. Break it up. So after we get this all mixed up and we make our little meatloaf patties, it says 15 to 20 minutes underneath the, pretty much like step 3 is what it's saying. And you're going to brush the remaining ketchup on top. So I got it pretty much mixed in. I'm going to make 1 ball kind of, and then you're going to separate it into 4 even sections so that you get the same size, and make little, kind of like little loaves, because you want to kind of shape it like the sourdough that you got. So kind of like a little loaf like that. And then you're going to, after it's done cooking, you're going to cut it into slices and lay it on the sourdough.
I will say it smells really good.
I'm used to making balls. I almost made a meatball. The French fries, I could already smell them in there. So when I make my French fries, I usually start at like 350, and then I bring the temperature up after they have baked in the oven for a little bit. And then once you bring the temperature up, it's like double baking them. It makes them crispy. My meatloaves. Oh, that one's a little bit smaller. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to put the ketchup on. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. I'm just going to cut a small little section here so I can put the ketchup on. I'm going to kind of drizzle it on. And then I'm going to rub it around on top. I like barbecue sauce on mine, but ketchup is good too on meatloaf. You guys see my meatloaf video, so just a different recipe for meatloaf right here. An easy, simple one that you can make. You can buy all the ingredients and make it just like that. Okay, I'm going to spread this around, get it in the oven, and then we're going to caramelize those onions and make that sausage, like a Dijon mustard mayonnaise sauce that you're going to spread on the bread and then have enough for dipping later. Let's see how this turns out. I'm getting ready to caramelize my onions, so I have my pan on medium-high heat. Really, when you caramelize onions, you want to start with low heat and get the sugars out of the onions. This one we're going to follow the directions. So it says medium-high heat, and we're going to add some sugar to it and a little bit of water to help caramelize it and brown it and make it a little saucy. And at the end, add some salt and pepper to it. It's going to take about 7 to 8 minutes, so I'm probably going to do a little fast caramelized onion section. I'm going to switch this out to a bigger pan. No. See that shine? And it's kind of translucent. You can turn the heat up a little bit and it will start browning your onions. My potato wedges are almost done. I turned them on for another 3 more minutes. I like mine golden brown. Crispy. Yummy. Oh, look. Starting to brown up nicely. In a second here, we'll add the 1 tablespoon of sugar and just a little bit of water. Baby, I don't have time.
You do too.
Yes, Jimmy, I don't. My onions are going to burn.
No, there's not.
They are.
They did not.
Look.
You don't think I've never cooked an onion? You see it. I love you so much. Now it's about time to add your sugar.
Okay, I'm going to sprinkle in my sugar to help brown and bring out the sugars more in the onion. Sugars help caramelize things just a little bit. I've got some cold water in the refrigerator. I'm going to add a little bit to it here in a second. All my timers are going off for my potatoes and my, down that one a little bit too much, and my meatloaf. Add a little bit of water there. Add just a little bit more to it. There we go. I am going to check my meatloaves now. Everything's looking good. I'm going to give it just a little bit longer in the oven. Probably by the time these are done, everything in the oven will be done. Be perfect timing. Let's add just a little bit more water. We want them a little saucy to put on top of those sandwiches. Yum. I'm going to butter those sourdough breads while these are still cooking up just a little bit. So I'm going to turn it down on low. Let them caramelize just a little bit more and butter the sourdough bread so I can toast those up on the grill. Yum. I'm going to take
You
these.
paused it. I just want you to see it. No, you didn't. Okay.
I'm going to take these off of the heat. I've got my potato wedges already out. We just need to grill the sourdough bread up and make our sauce. Okay, my pan is hot. I'm going to put my sourdough bread on there. I buttered one side of each slice. You could hear that. Hear that sizzle. Ooh. Probably can only do 2 at a time. All we are doing is grilling that up. Whoops. Switch spots. Ooh, look at that. Mmm. Whoops. I keep tearing the little pieces. Okay. I'm going to get these ones off and put the other ones on.
These are beautiful.
Extra hands. Wow, I love extra hands.
Beautiful.
Okay. Let's grill up some more. Whoops. Butter side. Down. Oh, there's a little butter on that side. All right, there we go. Grill, grill, grill. Oh, almost burned that one. This one's an odd shaped one. Perfect. Let's take this one off.
Pretty. Very pretty.
Let's go see what our potatoes and meatloaf looks like before we slice it up. I'm making the horseradish sauce. Start over. I'm making the horseradish sauce. It calls for all the mayo. It came with 2 packages. It's kind of a big bowl. All of the horseradish sauce they sent me goes in this bowl, and then half of that Dijon mustard. And this is going to go on top of our delicious sourdough bread. we're going to make sandwiches. Meatloaf sandwiches. Yum. Those onions look so good. At the end, I turned the heat up just a little bit on high, and my husband told me a little secret to help caramelize them a little bit more. You add just a little bit of brown sugar to it with the water, and that's what helps caramelize it. If you're trying to do it in a hurry, if you're doing it, you've got time to caramelize the onions, you start on really low heat and help bring those sugars out. Okay, half the package of the Dijon. We're gonna whip this up and assemble those sandwiches and pull out those potato wedges. They looked so good. So this is gonna go on the bread, and then you can use it for dipping as well. So you're not gonna use all of this on your sandwich. That looks so good. My little meatloaves, we're gonna slice those up and put them on the sourdough bread. I'm gonna slice these up. Uh-oh, they're falling apart. Maybe this will help. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. I don't see you having any complaints. Make your sandwiches.
The potato wedges. I'm going to set those over there while I assemble my sandwich. A little bit of the sauce on each side. These are some big sandwiches. It's going to be a big sandwich. So for, yeah, $20, $10 per sandwich.
If you ever watch Wings, there was a theme called the Big Sandwich.
The Big Sandwich. My husband says as he's going out the door. So the meatloaf kind of fell apart just a little bit. If you let it cool, it'd probably come together just a little better there. Move that over. Just stick that there. Add some caramelized onions to the top. Like that. I'm going to put the top on. I'm going to add the potato wedges. This is one hearty meal. Okay, I'm just going to scrape some onto the side there. There's no way I'm going to be able to eat all that. No way. So I'm going to cut this in half. Look at that crispy. There is a crunch to that. I'm going to cut this in half and give it a good bite. Okay. You can use that sauce to dip it in. You can use ketchup, whatever. I might make a sriracha ketchup for that, but ooh, let's get a bite of this. I'm going to take that off because I don't want just bread. So let's get a bite of that. Mmm. Mmm. I'm going to dip it in some of that sauce. I think it needs just a little bit more, but wow, that is really good. I'll make this again, but I'll buy my own ingredients next time. Here, potato. Mm. Oh, wow. Okay, yum. I do recommend this for beginner cooks. Yes. Step by step. Step by step. Yum. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time.